Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow of poor play who struts and frets sour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It's a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury signifying nothing. There we go. So that's the name of the first episode that we're watching today. That whole thing. You can shorten it if you like to tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. I'm not sure that speech has anything to do with the actual plot of the episode. It's basically like talking about how life is pointless because we're all just gonna die. Also, my dog is currently trying to jump up on my lap, which she can't do because I have food. But it's a really good episode anyway. I just don't see how the title is related other than it has the word like tomorrow in it, and that's like a time travel word. I don't know. I think that speech was referenced in TNG though, right? The full of sound and fury signifying nothing. I think so. Probably with Q. I don't know. And then the next episode after that is Among the Lotus Eaters. That's the one where they go down.
It's probably
to
just because there's an episode of the Orville with that title, and it's about the same thing.
Did they just make the same episode? Do we have two of the same episode? Let me look it up. Season 2, episode 13. Did I watch this episode?
Pretty
Where
much.
did I stop? Let's see. Tries from play. Yep. Warmly received by audiences. I don't care. What's the synopsis? They're drinking. There's time travel. Okay, I don't actually want to read this whole thing. I'm just going to assume, yes, it's the exact same episode. I have no memory of it. Let me try to see where I left off on the Orville, because I stopped watching after a while. Okay, so I did watch season 2. So presumably I watched that episode. I just don't remember. It was a while ago. It was like 5 years now.
I never really started it, but I'm looking forward to catching up.
Well, you can go watch that.
Fun fact, it was never officially canceled. They can always release a new season. No, there's always a rumor of a new season around the corner.
Yeah, and we're probably going to get Star Trek 4 next year, right? That's just around the corner, right?
Chris Pine, right? Yeah, Chris Pine's signing a contract any day now. Can we kill him
I wonder
already?
if Sherlock was ever actually canceled, because I knew people who were really excited for it, loved that show. Except, well...
The Benedict Cumberbatch one?
Yeah. The Khan Noonien Singh one.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think it was ever actually canceled, though, as far as I know. I didn't, keep up after a while. They just never...
It was only one... It was 2 seasons. It was 2 seasons, yeah.
Wasn't it 3?
That's how people just, forgot about the show.
No, it was 4. It was 4 seasons. That's how...
No way. No way.
Now, season 4, I remember being trash. So, I'm not totally surprised that I forgot it existed before I just had to look it up again.
Season 1 was amazing, though. I think that's why we all were just riding high on the suspense. Because, fun fact...
maybe it wasn't objectively good. But
Bomber Guy has a good video about why it's all bad.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched his.
I watched that too.
I still forgot that there was a 4th
The internet is full of criticism. We know.
Yeah, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Something I really liked though was in the 1800s when Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was writing. Britain was at war in Afghanistan. They were trying to like unify colonial India, and in 2006, Britain was also at war in Afghanistan. So when they made home Watson a veteran of the Afghan War, they meant the 2001 Afghan War, not the 1858 one.
I think, in terms of detectives, there are three main detectives I think of: Sherlock Holmes,
Hmm.
Gregory House, and
Hmm.
Adrian Monk. I think I
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
Monk the most.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Monk's pretty cool.
And
He's
the
a cool
actor's
guy.
really amazing for Monk too. But yeah,
Tony Shalhoub.
yeah,
What is this guy? Is that like a half Denobulan? What am I looking at?
yeah.
Yeah,
Before
it's pretty
everyone else
cool.
shows up, the
I'm gonna
last time.
count this as a
Go ahead.
reference real quick. This is a reference I'm
The harp.
counting to when no, people complained about music. It's when Harry was playing his clarinet and like his neighbors banged on the wall.
Hmm. Hmm.
I am the archaeology department.
um. Hey, Jarinx. I had an aunt who bought up a lot of antique furniture, and it's kind of fun when your furniture is worth most than most people's cars.
I have one nice piece of furniture.
Hmm.
Well, maybe two. It depends if you count my desk chair. My desk chair was really nice originally, but now it's old.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like 15 years old.
What about you, Jarinx? Any heirloom pieces of furniture?
Uh, no, not at my house anyway. My family's no, my family's cottage in
Good
Maine
moaning.
has a bunch of furniture that's like old, but probably mostly of like
Jarings, you're in
emotional
England now.
value
You're
to us.
supposed to be like, my furniture is older than your country.
Yeah, certainly none of my furniture here is that old, or probably not. It's mostly stuff my landlord had on hand. Furnished apartments being what they are.
Yeah.
But yeah,
How
some
rude
old
and
stuff
different.
in Maine that's really
Were you
more
just passing by any window, Scoopy?
what my family likes.
Face with stuck out tongue and winking eye.
Eh,
So these are both survivors of the Klingon War, right? And we've never had that plot.
Strictly speaking, everybody here is a survivor of the Klingon War.
True.
That
True.
they all
True.
fight in the Klingon War, though.
Yeah.
I've
Like
asked, and
in
I
veteran
had two shots.
two veterans. Like there's combat veteran and then there's just veteran. So like I
I
knew a
feel
guy
like
he trained. Mhm.
I feel like well, that's a good question. Actually, I don't know if that how big a distinction that is.
It kind of is because I knew a guy he trained U.S. troops in Germany in the 80s, but he never actually went to war. All
Is
he was
this
doing was like
Gary?
hanging out in
Yeah,
Germany.
definitely is different.
Yeah, a little bit. So never had bullets
He
flying.
didn't exactly. He didn't get shot at. It probably does feel different.
Yeah. But technically, you can get a Purple Heart just for like a bullet grazing you. So we're not distinguishing what kind of combat you saw, whether you were like in Fallujah in 2006 or just
Well,
had the
yeah,
Who's
dub.
this
Medical emergent?
loser?
No, never
combat is
mind.
combat.
Yeah.
Where's
Oh,
Christopher? Oh, speaking of
this is
Christopher's,
when she goes.
What is Saruman's name? Isn't it Christopher?
Well, Walken.
No, it's definitely not
Lee.
Christopher
Christopher
Walken.
Lee.
Christopher Lee. Okay.
Sorry,
That would have been amazing. That would have been a possibly better casting choice. Arguably.
I was listening
Definitely
to
a less
Lord of the
conventional
Rings.
casting choice.
I was listening to Lord of the Rings while hiking the dogs, and Saruman, was there as he does. He hangs out. I was like, Christopher, who is this guy? I was trying to think of his name for like an hour. It was killing me.
Thank you, Gyrinx. But I was rewatching Dune, I think 2 weeks ago, and Christopher Walken's the Emperor.
Oh yeah.
But he's obviously more of a Italian film mafioso than a sci-fi character per
Or
se.
just a general creepy guy with a very strange way of talking.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
that
he does
your
sci-fi
Christopher
these days.
Walken?
He's on Severance. That was the best I could manage. I apologize profusely.
So this is when La'an goes back in time to kill her ancestor? What's going on here?
Can we get a reboot or SNL sketch with Christopher Walken, Nicolas Cage, and Shatner in Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
All the best overactors we can come up with. Yeah.
Who would Shatner
And
even play?
come on, what's his name?
Oh, Shatner could
it-
play corrupted version of
and
Théoden,
Shining
and
guy.
then he morph into a good actor.
Jack Nicholson. There you go.
Yeah, for sure. Shatner would be Aragorn, of course.
No. Corrupted Théoden.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Spock's a Vulcan? Romulan?
Samuel L. Jackson
Leather?
shouting at everything.
No.
Spock's in leather, so we know he's a bad guy.
Shatner is too old for Aragorn.
Yeah, I mean, he's too old for
Hey.
movies, but he'd do it.
How do you know I'm wearing a leather jacket right now, and I'm not a bad guy? I don't think.
Are you on your way? Never mind.
I'm just on my way home. I just wear a leather jacket all the time.
Because you're so.
I had
We're
this
getting the
really
deep floor
cool.
now.
It was dyed white, and everywhere people would say like you look like a rock star because you're wearing like white
No
leather.
goatee, SP his fine.
It was a very
I-
unique jacket.
I started wearing sunglasses soon after I got my autism diagnosis because I was like, oh wow, bright light sucks. And people have asked me more than once whether I'm in a band now that I go around in a leather jacket and sunglasses like all the time. I have to apologize and be like,
What
no,
would
I
happen
know
if
it.
you
I
put
know what you're
Samuel
getting
L.
at. I know it
Jackson
looks
and
like
Avery
it,
Brooks together?
but no, not a musician. Someone actually once mistook me for Weird Al. That was a weird experience.
I'm glad we brought up Avery Brooks. Look, I like to get along with everybody in the watch along, but somebody who's not here said Avery Brooks is like the definition of overacting more than William Shatner, and I just want to take exception to that.
Infinite
I think
energy.
like
No,
his
Avery Brooks definitely overacts. I think
no,
that's a
no.
defensible statement.
I think
He
sometimes
overacts
his
very well.
yeah, but his solo speeches were on par with Jean-Luc Picard's.
No, he's good. He's a good overactor. To be
Like,
clear,
I love the scene
Yeah.
when he wakes up from the
Yeah.
dreams. And he's like,
Shatner's a
"No, you
bad
took them
overactor.
away." Right. When Cisco says
Sure.
you took them away, and he's having the prophecies, and Bashir does some medical thing to
Oh,
stop
yeah.
the dopamine. I
That's
really loved
his
it.
single.
I loved it. Anyway, but also I haven't seen Avery Brooks
Best
outside of Star
active
Trek.
overacting.
I need to watch
Thing.
Roots sometime.
Jackson
It's
is
a good
great when
scene,
he's
yeah,
loud.
but he
Brooks
is-
is great at being
He's
quiet.
overacting by any reasonable.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Well,
like, do you remember the Bell Riots episode? By the way, Jarings, you're fluctuating in and out. I don't know if you're still walking outside.
Description of overacting.
Okay,
Everything you're
hang
saying
on.
is
If I could go back to the episode for a moment.
Yeah.
There are
He's very
some
good. Like I
serious
love
problems
good
with this
overacting. I
timeline.
don't consider
It's
They're not
United
a
Earth, not
pejorative.
Starfleet.
It's true. He does do quiet overacting, which is fun. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
sorry. I'm in a staircase. I mean, yes, that's the premise, right?
But
What were you saying, right?
here's a bigger problem with this timeline. He's not Federation captain. He's a captain of a starship who doesn't immediately believe in the wacky shenanigans. Captain Picard believes in wacky shenanigans. Cisco believes in wacky shenanigans. Janeway does wacky shenanigans. What is this fleet like? Are you telling me that because they didn't ally with the Vulcans or whatever, that their spaceships actually
That's
work
true.
now?
No,
What happened?
I think that's what it is. It's that they're so dysfunctional. They don't have time to go explore and do wacky shenanigans. They don't believe in them. I believe it. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You're making me remember how in Guardian City on the Edge of Forever, when the Enterprise disappears, somehow they figure out that the Nazis took over the Earth. So it's like that's pretty wacky.
Budget overruns on Lake Ontario Bridge. There you go. There's the whole episode. Lake Ontario Bridge. We solved it.
This is a great line because I don't know what Toronto looks like either. Like if you told me, I'm from New York.
Yes, I
But
love
we're
that.
so
I love
okay.
that so much.
It's Toronto.
No, the fourth wall break there is great.
Yeah.
Did this sign just say Toronto?
Yes, they're in Toronto officially. Also, USS Iowa.
Yeah,
I believe
but
that
that's
is
the point.
reference
It's
to
a
he was
it's a
born
fourth
in
wall
Iowa.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, I'm from Earth.
but it's just so good
No, I'm
because,
from
like,
Iowa.
yeah,
I just work in space.
Toronto looks like New York, and that's its purpose in life, as far as film is concerned.
I've never
Toronto's
been
something
to New York
center.
or Toronto, so as far as I know, this looks exactly like Toronto.
Yeah, but when she said it's
But
Toronto,
that's-
idiot, that
But
was
it also looks
directed
like
at me.
New York, as far as you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised
Yeah,
the glass
yeah.
isn't free. I'm from space.
He can't use a revolving door because he's from space.
I mean, yeah, a door you have to push on with your hand. That's just weird.
Oh, who wears it better?
So they went to H&M, like out of all the places you could have gone to.
I mean, I used to wear
It
leather
looks like
jackets.
they
in
went to
H&M.
Hot Topic based on what
It's
they
a choice.
chose.
Yeah, same thing.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they do sell leather jackets there.
she's-
I can tell you from experience.
She's looking at him with lusty eyes.
Well, that's Jim Kirk, Robo. He gets that on every
I-
planet.
Right. Everyone does that.
Yeah.
That's
He's
a
used to
very
that.
I know
Nexus
who-
outfit of him.
Nexus.
Yeah, this looks like what he would wear in the Nexus when he's just chilling out.
Chopping some firewood.
Pay, yeah.
It's fun when a girl dresses you up. I'll say that.
I should do that.
La'an, you
But
can't.
I love
Oh
do
my
that. That's
gosh.
illegal.
La'an.
But I love how Kirk has the Starfleet uniform in his hands. They never show that in other Star Trek away missions.
Oh, we're just gonna throw him in the trash?
You monster.
He's regulating replicate another one.
Oh my
Why
god!
didn't
So
they-
in Star-
They could have sold their uniforms to a secondhand shop.
if you remember in Star Trek 4, they sell the specs, the glasses that McCoy gives Kirk, and that's how they get money. And then like Kirk is giving out like $1, $2 to everybody, and like, don't spend it all. We don't have any more. Oh, they're hustling people in chess. That's great. It's a very New York thing.
Is that Jordan Klepper?
Yeah.
Authentic screen worn uniform.
Is that? I think that was Jordan Klepper. What's he doing here?
Mhm.
He's not even from Toronto.
There's this girl on YouTube. She plays chess and she's a grandmaster, but people assume that she's a girl. Like that. they
Yeah,
just
I've
pulled
seen
it
those
from-
videos.
It's really funny.
She's
'Cause,
like 2400,
Yeah,
and she
and
she plays this one guy who was like the actually meme guy. It was funny.
Oh,
And he's like, I'll take it easy on you. And she's like, looks at the camera like, yeah, all right.
God.
Are you telling me people
That's
are
right.
sexist on the internet?
Well, to be fair to the
In
I'm
real life,
actually
in this
guy-
case.
No,
Well, I mean,
for
you
whatever
don't know if
reason,
it's not staged.
women
To be
haven't
fair,
broken into the
That's
field of
fair.
chess. It's
I'm
it's just
sure it happens in real life, though. I'm sure she could do it in real life. There's no way that's unrealistic.
for cultural reasons. Like the vast majority of grandmasters are men or boys. So we just haven't pushed girls into chess programs.
Well, I mean, there's a whole separate category for women grandmasters for
I
that.
don't
I
see
mean, kind
why.
of for that reason, so that they, you know,
yeah, but here's a sport where there should be no men versus women's league. Chess,
I
there's
mean,
no like physical
there
disparity.
was
So
there was that for
just
a while, but then like no women were playing, and so they made another system. I mean, the women can
well,
compete in both leagues. It's not actually men's and women's. It's women's and open. Uh,
oh. So it's women's and unlimited. Got it.
yeah, because there weren't any women playing like that. Like they're just like that was the thing. It was just this total boys club. And they decided, well, okay,
Well, how many women
Yeah.
are in the open league?
they don't usually play in the open league. Yeah.
I
So
love
I mean,
when we
that's sort
have
of the question is like we can have just men playing, or we can have like yeah.
I love when we can
Here's
have
the
Well,
like a
thing: women are,
sailing.
well, I'm gonna say girls because I'm
Heard it
specifically
wasn't
referring
because
to
of
kids,
ability, but
are
because of the
actively
culture in chess.
discouraged from doing
Yeah,
competitive
exactly.
things like chess,
Mhm,
and so they don't get
mhm.
nearly the practice in. But when the
Yeah.
few girls who do get that kind of practice from early childhood and continue through to adulthood, yeah, they can play in the open
Yeah.
league. It's all good.
Yeah.
Misogyny doesn't
Um,
start when they're 25.
Right.
no, it's true. I mean, we'll always like subconsciously encourage a girl to be pretty, and we'll subconsciously encourage a boy to be smart. Like, oh wow, you knew the answer. Good job, son. And
uh, eh,
Yeah, and just the sheer monomania
yeah.
that it takes to get good at chess from an early age.
mhm,
It's
mhm,
just
mhm.
more encouraged in boys, where it's like it's cool for a boy to do that, and yeah, and like not have a social life. That's more acceptable.
Like just to show, for example, hockey players, the best ones, they're all born in January because you had a full 12 months to grow before the other kids. So obviously, you get that extra training, you get that extra Canadianness going on, and you get the next
They
Wayne
they
Gretzky.
they look. The mothers are taking maple syrup supplements, uh, prenatal maple
Okay, so
syrup
wait,
supplements, and
we're being creepy about the guys for once in Star Trek because she's watching him
La'an, leave
sleep.
him alone. You're being like Data, just
This
staring
is a
at people
little
while
bit,
they
yeah.
sleep.
look,
You'd be like
look.
Jordy.
Now you can never give me anything about saying, asking her for a cup of coffee.
He knew he was watching. She was watching
But
him.
but then she's with Spock. What's going on?
Not yet.
Spock and
Not
her Spock. Not yet. I know, but like, all right. Sorry. No, I can't
the
say
writers gave up
anything.
on this plot.
Are we?
Apparently,
Are
He's
yeah.
we?
no,
Is spoiler embargo lifted?
Yeah.
Yes,
he's with
it
Carol
is.
Marcus, by the way, at this moment. So
All right. So my point here is, I think that they're gonna
That's a pretty nice bridge.
bring Spock
It's an
and Nurse
amazing bridge.
Chapel back
She
together.
just wants to boldly go.
I don't think so because they're not together in the original series, right? So they're working toward that storyline.
Oh
Maybe.
well.
Their relationship was always doomed.
Maybe.
Speaking of
Well, you
doomed,
say
do you
that,
think
but I
La'an's
thought
gonna
in the original
survive?
series they alluded to something between them.
But that was the thing. It was kind of ambiguous, and it makes sense for it to be something in the past, right? They had a past together. Like I think that's what they're aiming for. Is like, yeah,
I just want to punch Corby in the face because that's what every guy who
Why?
sees her
He's
girl
so
looks like.
charming.
Yeah, the leather jacket and everything too. No offense, Jarwinks, but
that seems that
very
that's. I
punchable.
mean, that's fine. I hate that episode so much.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. I think it's the worst episode of the
But
series
again, this is Star Trek.
by a large
We're not
margin.
used to interpersonal conflicts, much less love triangles.
We're not. Hang on. We don't do interpersonal conflicts between members of Starfleet. He's not in Starfleet. He's in the
Fair.
United Earth Fleet. It's different.
It's kind of like when Q stole Vosh from Picard.
Hello
and, like,
there.
yeah, you're into archaeology, but like you know, I was around before there was such a thing as archaeology.
Picard was around before there was archaeology. Yeah,
Q stole
makes
him.
sense.
Q stole her.
Q stole Vash.
I mean,
Yeah, that was what happened in the episode.
Q could bring you back in time to the time when the civilization was ascendant. 40,000 years ago.
That's a
I
pretty
love
that's a
this
pretty
episode.
big you know, perk in a boyfriend.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's hard to compete with that.
Imagine you could see the pyramids being built. Wait, breaking the temporal. I do like because United Earth is from Enterprise. That's an Enterprise reference, right? Because imagine the hey, Soma,
Yep.
you're late.
Now he's committed to fixing the timeline because he knows his
Oh.
brother's alive in the other timeline.
Nope, they already failed. We
Yeah.
already had the attack. It's over. Good job, Lon.
Yeah, get to the bridge and save the bridge. Boom.
To be fair, he could have been a little less cryptic.
Yeah.
Could have specified which one. Given a time.
He's also a
Deadline,
time traveler
yeah.
from the future, so he knows what bridge means to her.
No, bridge means something
Quickly,
else. In a
you
Star
have to
Trek.
get to the ship.
That's my point. He knows what the bridge of the ship means to her.
Okay.
It's like saying to get to the ship, and you're actually referring to like Spock X Shatner fan fiction writer. It's like, no, you need to be more specific.
Yeah, you need to make out with Spock right now.
They've got to force Kirk to do so.
Was this before or after the Francis K. Scott Bridge was destroyed? Because it looks pretty similar. We had a cargo ship crash into a Baltimore bridge, and it was terrible. 4 people died while they were repairing
Oh, okay,
the
no,
bridge.
the bridge is actually supposed to blow up. No, this is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes a.
Oh yeah, she's totally not going to be relevant later.
She can't be evil. She's Canadian.
True.
Excuse me. Can we reference Canadian war crimes, please?
Yeah. They defined war crimes.
Yeah. I mean, as
Listen,
you know, you may.
listen. Goodness only exists when there's evil to contrast it.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
not a crime the first time it's used.
And you mean when they were trapping visitors from
Whoa,
Earth?
whoa! It's not a crime the first time it's used, as long as you come up with really creative ways to absolutely horrify people. It's okay.
I'm joking, of course, but it's the joke around it that it wasn't a crime when they did it.
All right,
became a
so we're
crime because they did it.
gonna invent a weapon that disrupts the molecular bonds in a person, and then they just turn to goo, very slowly and painfully.
No, that's definitely already a crime. That's murder.
Yeah.
But it's not a war crime.
Denobulan prison? What happened?
Wow.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
how did you
knowing
go
Captain-
to war at Denobula of all
Denobulan's
people?
Denobulan's ethical non-monogamy has even Denobulan ethical non-monogamy has its limits.
Oh wait, hang on. I remember there was actually a plot line in Enterprise about the Denobulans being massive war criminals because some other
Yeah.
species came on board.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
no, I won't let Flox treat me. He's
Yeah.
And Phlox was
True.
one of the good ones,
I completely forgot about mine.
and he was raising his kids
he
not
sure
to
it
be
wasn't
like
P6?
like that, right?
Have a nice caramel cheesecake that I completely forgot whilst I was
this
running
Captain
Clock
Kirk
Tower.
is way better driving than Shatner Kirk.
Yeah, and he gets it very quickly.
Yeah,
Also,
I mean,
hang
is
on.
that a
If Star Trek 2009, the scenes where
Uh,
oh no,
Tiberius
that was
Kirk.
post.
reference to the well, to TOS generally, but
I don't
Middle name.
think that's a reference. That's just his name. That doesn't count.
Remember,
no, I
there
think
was like
they're
R.
highlighting it because of the difference. Which it was Riberius or whatever.
It was R. It was R at one point.
Sing. That is weird that they named two really important characters, Noonien Singh and Noonien Sung. That's just confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
blame TNG.
and Noonien is like a super Indian name, so it's kind of like weird that they picked. I think what
Yeah, for Brent Spiner.
How is Brent Spiner? How did he get that name? What happened, Brent?
Soon?
Noonien.
I mean, didn't
I feel like the writers meant it to be the same, and then they accidentally spelled it wrong. The writers in Next Generation, they meant it to be related
Well-
to Khan.
Picard kind of shows the overlap because once the Brent Spiner character goes from
Enterprise
genetic
shows the
engineering,
overlap.
yeah, but
Extremely mild
was this
spoilers for
a
the
product
podcast
placement that
for the
far?
radio
I know
play.
they started leaning really hard into
Yeah.
product placements in season 3.
This is product placement, yeah.
is that a Dodge
Yeah.
Charger?
It is a
It's a
Dodge
car for sure.
Challenger.
Okay, thank
It
you.
is a Dodge Challenger.
Thank you.
Oh my
Is it
God,
the only
where are
one
the
this season? Because
cops?
it gets so cringe
Yeah.
in season
Well,
3.
the cops are going to come in a second. But extremely mild
There they
spoilers
are.
for Star Trek Khan. The
All
Khan canonically has numerous descendants on Earth.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so does Genghis Khan. But yeah,
I thought they were gonna do a drift slide into crashing through this alley and getting stuck.
Yeah.
that'd been a tight alley.
Well, they can't let the car get damaged. It would be bad for marketing.
Yeah. And I still think the Picard scene with Seven and Rafi was better because
Why aren't they?
There
we were
is a
spinning.
possibility he actually did that driving because there's no acting during it. It was just a driving scene.
Usually, though, in TV when there's a driving scene, they have the car on the back of a pickup.
Yes,
and
they,
have
they
a
do
camera.
normally have it on top, but because there's no acting during it, it wouldn't have been
Yeah,
illegal
they just
per
closed
se.
the streets and just drove around for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
This guy is driving recklessly through downtown, and you're like, "What are you? What is police brutality?"
I wouldn't call it routine. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, nothing random
No,
about it.
cops,
The
just
guy-
Wait,
stop
what do they
interacting
mean
with
it-
her. Just continue with your arrest. Ignore her.
Cops are dumb, huh? All right, and the bridge was bombed, and they're more worried
Oh, for
about
Are you
fuck's
serious?
somebody.
That makes no sense.
He
never
nearly
happens,
killed
by the way.
several people.
There is no way. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it were
Cops are
just a
not worried
routine
about-
traffic stop, it wouldn't be. That's not. In fact, you wouldn't even say it's a routine stop. It's not routine.
That was
And but
convenient.
once cops put cups on you, they're not coming off. So don't try to talk your way out of anything. Just keep your mouth shut.
And what was the video evidence they were afraid of her getting? It was just people arresting someone.
Like, they have
Right.
I
dash
think it was
cams, right?
Yeah.
She told them he was a civil rights attorney.
Yeah.
Famous civil rights attorney.
Basically, there's a lot of political turmoil going on at the moment.
Look,
Oh shoot!
that's
back
I
the
mean,
to
gotta
like
my
a
pizza.
but different.
Sorry, someone. What'd you say?
The sort of explained reason in this is because there's a lot of political tension going on, and
Yeah.
the police don't
Like-
want to cause any issues.
George
I
Floyd stuff.
guess, but I think they would feel pretty justified in any case with someone
Yeah,
driving like a
a
maniac
little
and getting pulled over.
But,
like, without
how many-
incident.
But to be honest, think about it today. Some people do get off of driving things just for saying, "Oh yeah, I'm
Police
this really
can uncuff
famous
someone,
person,"
but Kirk was
or "I'm this
guilty.
person who is
If they
neutral
could,
to the
if they
government."
know it's a really famous person rather than just some random asshole just
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, that's a famous civil rights attorney," like
But look,
out of
this
bullshit.
is the same show where you can just go to the brig and break out somebody, and like the guards asleep or
I
something.
know.
One guard. Like
For sure.
one security officer.
Running out a realism problem in a Star Trek show is always
Like
shaky, but
the the
it
police
is
are.
unsatisfying
These are
still.
not the droids you're looking for. That's all you got to do.
So
is
that
watch.
actually made sense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So in the
No,
Star
That
for
was
sure,
Trek
for sure.
justified
universe,
by
the
the
cops
logic
have a
of
long
the
history of being completely ineffective, and that's why Starfleet security is so trash.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
traditional.
Your McCoy was in prison for Star Trek 3, right? So, like in Starfleet, in the Starbase 1, they knock Get Back. I've been to Montreal, but I've never been to Toronto, even though Montreal is farther.
I'd like to go to Toronto at some point. And Vancouver. Vancouver is great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Vancouver's on the other side of the country, though. So
Yeah, I
you
know.
can't go.
But
You can't go
I
in
have-
one day.
yeah, no. I have some friends in Vancouver. That's partly why I'd want to.
It's 2 different trips.
Yeah.
So what year is this?
2025.
This is
Mm,
2025?
25.
I
No,
think
it's
it's probably
23. It was when it came out.
yeah, it's 23. Yeah. Let's have a
23.
look.
Okay. 'Cause I was wondering, is this supposed to be before or during World War III?
We're on the cusp.
I think it's just before.
Something about the Charlie Kirk assassination started us down that path.
Oh, World War III is 2026. Okay. So we're still good for
Okay.
another couple years.
Next year.
Yeah, I do like what they do at the end of this episode where they say or during this episode where they say history does as a way of fixing itself, of setting itself back on that path, because it explains why we brought a completely different timeline to the original series, but it
But-
still works because it's just displaced the events.
True. Poutine is a French thing, right? So I love that they're doing some French cuisine, even though they're not in Montreal. But Montreal has some of the best baguettes in the Western Hemisphere. Sorry. But I mean, if you go to Canada, you should try the French food because you're not going to get it.
Ooh. Really? Really? The astronomer is trying to take a picture of the International Space Station through complete overcast
Yeah, why would you be
cloud
doing
cover.
that? That's weird.
Yeah.
I want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Romulans. Seriously, terrible astronomer, though.
You don't think see people taking observations of the ISS for
Not
scientific
through heavy
purposes?
clouds, no. The ISS is a little bit higher up than that.
Some astronomers are just persistent. They're like, I'm not going to get some clouds in my way. Screw them clouds.
I mean, to be fair, some people do to an extent in terms of if they're planning on doing it, they do just try their best or try and test it and then see what happens. This whole fusion aspect of the episode is interesting to me because we're not even remotely considering cold fusion as a group, as humanity today.
No.
Maybe when we figure out
Yeah.
regular fusion.
I think like in the 90s though, that was like the biggest potential like sci-fi tech. There's that
I mean, there is the cold fusion aspect episode in Stargate, or they talked about cold fusion to power the Stargate, which is interesting.
There's a cutscene in StarCraft 1 where they're using a cold fusion reactor as a beer cooler, which is not what cold fusion means in the first place, but whatever.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Okay, funny. It's not cold.
It just means
it's just
it means it at room temperature, basically,
no. Okay.
or
And-
normal temperatures. In fact, let's look
It's
up
cool
exactly what it
compared
means.
to it's cold compared to the sun.
compared to the power of the sun. Yeah.
So the funny thing is we do have fusion. Just the idea is that we have to make it like expend more energy than it takes to fuse the two
We
atoms.
do have fusion, yes, and they're getting very close to it. to actual
I mean,
that.
and there's a theory out there that we'll always get closer, but we'll never get there. So it's
Oh
like
yeah,
we're
I
just
forgot
wasting a
about
bunch
this
of money.
part. The archaeology
Yes.
department.
Yes, it's a fun gag.
Um.
Very Whoopi
it-
Goldberg of them.
yeah. You know, and I
Yeah.
think it's hilarious. Go ahead.
I was just saying they did basically copy that idea and turn into a bit of that, but it's fun and it works. The only thing that doesn't
Yeah.
work is how on earth did you make that journey with no passport and with not much money?
um. I want to know how much LSD Guinan did in the 70s, because this lady definitely did.
Yeah.
She brags about it. No, she has a line. She's like, "I did LSD in the 70s and last year." So
Yeah.
like,
That
All
was
of
a good
it.
line. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, it was fun. It was very fun.
um, because I was watching Star Trek 1 last night and it was very psychedelic. Did you guys like the telephone wire plot in a recent episode?
A bit too much LDS.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, LDS is different, but yeah. Oh, you mean in Star Trek 4, he talks to Jillian,
Yes.
the whale lady, and he says LDS, but LDS stands for Latter Day Saints, which is the official name of
Yes.
the Mormon Church.
Heh.
So
That was the joke. Yes.
the
There
joke.
could have been just a. There's a simple fix here. Why would they said that it's the archaeology department in this episode? Why did they have to make it a different country?
Canada?
They should have kept it in.
Oh,
No,
Vermont.
they put
Vermont.
her in Vermont, which is a different country. Just keep her
Yeah.
in the same country as them. You created it for this episode.
Because they wanted
Remember,
to do
she
the
said-
gag of her like crossing the border and taking a car and 4 buses without a passport.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. There's no way in
No,
hell you're
but-
doing that.
But the thing is, though, it's like in the Picard episode, they're parked in France, but the action's happening in LA. Like, obviously, you're not going to be in the same
Yep,
town.
that's not to say that they couldn't have crossed the border between Canada and the US without a passport.
I mean, it's a big
There are
border.
plenty of roads where it's there's plenty of roads where technically you could. It's just the time and money to do it.
No, it's not that much of a hassle to cross. I mean, I don't know
It's
about
less
recently,
funny
but
than saying we took a bus 3 streets over.
Yeah.
that is true though. They did really they took a crazy journey to get here. Like,
Yeah.
like
I just think that the joke could have worked
Such
nearly as well
Pythagoras,
without
you
being
ch-
quite so excessive.
I mean, you could have gotten there on 2 mules,
Or at the very least given them more time to do it.
Mhm.
Because the time difference is like, okay, now you've got like 2 hours to find the actual reactor.
But it's very much like when Picard has that discussion with Guinan in the Times Arrow and also in Picard.
Yeah.
When he's like, I don't know you yet, but you know me.
Yeah.
And we are very intimate friends. I mean, Picard and Guinan are like closer than brother and sister,
Hmm.
There was a review of how yesterday's Enterprise, the TNG episode, is like peak Star Trek, and the more I think about it, like that really is peak TNG because the Guinan's aspect in that episode, like we don't have to spell it out, but she just at the end of the episode, she's the only one who knows, and the audience is the only one who knows, and it's really good storytelling. I do like how in the ending of season 3, they call her a young Lanthanite because she's old for us, but she's like
She
still a
was
kid for
around
her
for
species.
Pythagoras. What? How long do they live? She knows basic geometry, and that's the extent of her knowledge. When was
Euclidean
Pythagoras even
geometry.
alive? Was it BC? Was it? Oh yeah, like
Yeah, it
500
was
Definitely
BC.
BC, yeah.
300. I want to say, yeah.
570 to 490.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
And
been
then
about 2,000 years since she,
Euclid was
like
the
2,500
geometry
years
one.
since you took a math class.
It was more Euclid than Pythagoras, but yeah, for geometry.
Okay.
Like they were the ones who figured out how to build it, how to calculate the perimeter of a fence. I love this though. Honestly, they had me rooting for Allah on Kirk.
Yeah,
Duo.
it's fantastic. I do love it, and I love this episode a lot.
He's very charming. And I like that she's a tough guy, but she has such a soft spot for him, so like we get to appreciate her. Cause we never see this from Tasha Yar, right? She's just always kick ass. Even when she hooks up with Data, she's kind of the man in that relationship. Let me shut up.
Watch temporal mechanics lectures?
We'll hit back and watch Temporal Mechanics lectures together as a plan.
They could read Temporal Mechanics 101. No, then we're gonna have 2 gyms in the prime timeline. That just won't do. That's too many.
No, like when you have a character like Kirk, you have to give him the respect. And here, they show that even if he's a United Earth character, he's such a stand-up guy. But again, City on the Edge of Forever, like when they go back in time and
Chef Kirk in front of a bus.
Yes, Edith Keeler stuff. Because remember, I think they steal clothes from the
Colin
clothesline.
in front of a bus.
They steal clothes in front of in a clothesline because back in the day, people in the buildings in the major cities, they used to just hang up clothes and like dry them because people were poor back then, and you just steal your clothes in the Great Depression. But that way.
No eugenics wars in his timeline?
Yeah, Khan isn't around yet.
He doesn't survive.
Killed by Romulans.
Yep.
And then we have the classic temporal conundrum. If you go back in time and kill your ancestor.
Don't worry, they're technically not co-workers.
Not that I actually even
And
care.
also, the writers technically forget any of this happens anyway, so,
No, they don't forget, because he asks her out for a coffee later.
Well, no, they don't
forget after season 2, for sure.
No, wait, yeah. But she explicitly tells him in season 3. Season 2.
Believe me, Jarings, I'm disappointed too. You sound so
so that Spock can have a pity dance followed by a half-assed romantic plot.
It's not the best.
Oh my god, it's True Love's radiation.
We don't get to find true love in Star Trek. We're all dedicated to our job, saving the galaxy. We're gonna get half-assed dances.
I mean,
I think the only actual, even semi-functional relationship we get is O'Brien and Keiko, which is to say O'Brien and O'Brien.
Yeah. I wouldn't even necessarily call that functional.
After sinking the Rutherford, attend a ship
They
as
only
well.
have a couple of problems over like 7 years. It's not that bad.
Yeah, true. They even have a marital spat, which
It's
is
just
like
Keiko's
totally
only there when things are going wrong.
How long do Riker and Troy last?
Well, they have an off and on again relationship type thing.
It's
right,
like
but then they stay
TNG,
together for quite a while after TNG.
And they were together before TNG as well. So you
Some of
count
those are
25
only
years.
because of outside interference.
Cisco, of course, abandoned his wife, so not great there.
I'm not entirely sure this makes sense. Unless it's scanning DNA rather than the actual
What?
hand, because your handprint is only slightly connected to your family.
True.
Yeah, that's what she says, marking my DNA at least.
Just the
Not even a disruptor, you're using a handgun.
By the way, I didn't know she was gonna be the bad guy. That was kind of a shock to me because
Well, there are only two ways this character could have gone after the first conversation. It could have been Sarah Silverman, but she
yeah,
was.
you're right.
I don't think she was
You're
nearly
right.
energetic enough for that. Or she's evil.
You're right. You're right. And by the way, that was such a great episode, time travel episode. So I'm so glad, like that's a perfect reference. Because we even see Voyager in the LA sky, which is like completely ruining the timeline. Or it was the San Francisco
Oh
sky.
my god,
Sorry.
stop monologuing and shoot them.
Yeah.
She's a Bond villain.
Oh, maybe she needs Lon for the DNA stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does
All
need
right,
to
fine, fair
see it
enough.
later.
But speaking of genetic engineering, there was a child born with a wow. We lose Kirk.
Yeah,
I
Kirk
forgot.
dies here.
Bye,
It was
Yeah.
It was
Jim.
also interesting the gun shot. You could see a sort of blurring around the gun as it fired. The sort of the sound wave.
Yeah, that was a shocker actually because we were rooting for the
Yeah.
romantic
No,
couple.
I won't.
It's because
Time
it
to
was
I like that
bury him
he's-
Brooklyn.
above ground, under a pile of rocks.
I like that he says not bluffing. But he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he wasn't bluffing, but he's still dead.
Would you say this is a no-win scenario, Jim?
Funny. Oh wait, use man on gun. It worked for once.
She's great because she's so unassuming looks wise, but she is so good at being evil.
Oh yeah, she's still right. 3 times the strength of humans. Forgot about that. That's important.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We never saw someone being pushed through the door like that in Star Trek. Like she's good at being evil. Like
How
I shot
much
your
do you
friend.
think
Oh,
she?
quick, someone extract Khan's special blood and use it to revive
Oh
Kirk.
yeah, his magic super blood.
True.
This sounds like an odd question, but it has relevant context. How much do you think the Ramen lady weighs? Because she's smaller than La'an. She's a pretty small person, just volume-wise. But she has 3
Yeah.
times the strength, which means her muscles must be super dense.
Yeah.
She's got to be like 250 pounds.
You have a point. You have a
Sure,
point.
sure,
You have a point.
Sure.
There's no way
So
Romulans or Vulcans are able to swim.
no, you'd be surprised. So your muscle only accounts for like 30 something percent of your weight. So at most, she might be like 175 pounds and still have 3 times the strength of a human of her size.
I love the Khan scribbled in children's handwriting there. It kind of shows you even like war criminals were like innocent babies at one point. And it's kind of not moral to kill, you know, like a war criminal.
Is there just explanation about the time changing? So there's
I can't find my bottle opener. Where did I put it?
Is this a reference to Year of Hell, using a computer to simulate timeline changes?
Mm-hmm.
And then what? You all die from a supernova because you didn't bother to save yourselves?
Yeah. There we are. Events reinsert themselves. In there, it was
Not
1992.
reinsert themselves, reassert themselves.
Good
Ah,
English.
found my
Temporal
bottle
War
opener.
reference.
Eh.
I also like with the show Tarn that we're seeing him more as a person, and so the actual connection between Laan and Tarn is stronger to an extent.
I was rewatching the Space Seed episode, and it re-says what you said, Soma. Like there was no wars in his time. He never started the
Yep.
war. There were no massacres. But then they all
Yep.
have a good laugh afterwards, because they kind of know. Like he said, he didn't start the wars, but once they started, that's what the bloodbath was.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I think
He
you.
responded violently to being attacked.
Okay.
And
So I think you forgot that though.
potentially
When you were whitewashing history last week, I think you forgot to mention that.
well, it's just that's what the history says about Tarn. But it also says that he was a bloody tyrant. But at the same time, it sort of reaffirming both ways that he was yeah, it was brutal, but it was
You know,
also
it
brutal
kind
only
of
in
reminds me.
defense.
It kind of reminds me of Tito. He was the dictator of Yugoslavia, and the
Hmm.
whole other communist East.
Cito.
They didn't allow anybody to immigrate. You know, you couldn't leave Soviet Russia or Soviet Poland. But Tito allowed.
Green blood,
like,
green blood.
Wait, I'm counting this a reference. Even time travelers are vulnerable to the Glock, whatever that is.
Let's see.
She
Can we get it up
disintegrates like
close?
Star
I'll
Trek
tell you what
Nemesis.
it is.
It's not a Colt 45, I would assume. It doesn't look like a revolver
It's
from the 1930s.
it's probably a 19 Gen 3,
1800s.
but probably a 19
Okay.
Gen 3.
Whatever it is,
If I had to
even
guess,
time
but
travelers are susceptible to
we-
it.
She leaves it in his room. We'll see it up close in a minute. So
Oh, the kids playing chess. That's how little dictators are born.
Why does he have a skull on the top
would you
shelf?
rather live under a benevolent dictator or in a chaotic democracy?
That depends upon the specifics.
We know which way you go, Soma. You already did it. You already justified. Khan last
Self-cleaning
week.
Romulan leaves
I didn't
behind a
justify
fresh hint of
Khan. I
pine.
just said, by comparison, he was better. In fact, I didn't even say that. I just said what the show said about him.
Yeah.
What TOS said about him. But by comparison to those at the time, the idea is he wasn't as bad. Does that make him a good person? Absolutely not.
Mhm.
But he was a rational person, and he was a
I-
person who was better.
I feel the same about Hugo Chavez. I think he's way better than like the other guys, but he never
Yeah.
massacred anyone under his rule. He was reelected 4 times, you
Mm.
know. And then the people after mismanaged the country, but Venezuela was kind of okay.
Mm.
All right, Lon, it looks like you have 7 people to kill.
He's such a cute kid. How could he be an evil dictator?
Well,
So the writers are saying you
the
don't
fun
go
here.
back in time to kill Hitler.
Right.
Oh yeah, you don't.
He was just a baby.
Honestly, to an extent, without that, we wouldn't have the human rights that we have today.
For sure.
Because the human rights charters that we have today were created in
UN
direct response to World War II.
Tell me
UN
about the
Convention
rabbit's
on Human
con.
Rights.
Because, yeah, I needed... That sentence needed a lot more context than just, Hitler's the reason we have human rights. It's like, no, you need to explain that more.
True, yes.
And you know, like the reassert thing, like there's no way to tell whether something worse would have reasserted itself in the coming decades.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a century since World War II. It's almost like we never learned anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're still falling into those same patterns.
Mm-hmm. But
And pretty
funny
much
thing,
the only thing that is stopping it is that we have nuclear weapons
right?
now.
Somewhat. And we have a UN, you know, which is like at least countries can come to the table and talk. Like we didn't have a table to talk.
Yeah,
in
but then
1933.
we also have the power of veto, which is being
Somewhat.
heavily overused right now.
Somewhat. But look, at least every country in the world can vote on something and like make a
Yeah.
statement like we're against this invasion or that.
Someone's
maybe.
not a really effective cosplay of this century Star Trek right now.
Yeah. This is so weird, but I love it. It's the same thing as Guinan, like at the end of yesterday's Enterprise, being like, just checking. We don't have Tasha on the bridge, right? Because Tasha on the bridge means we never rescued
He's pretty.
Worf.
He's pretty chill with her out of uniform.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not
like-
technically on duty, I think.
But I've done that at work sometimes, like show up on my day off.
Department of Temporal
and did-
Investigations, that's a reference to, I think it was originally Deep Space Nine.
True.
Yeah.
It was the
And
Trouble with
then
Tribbles episode.
Voyager.
And then Enterprise took it. With the temporal wars of the 29th century.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I love the end of this episode. And then I love the reference in Subspace Rhapsody that we'll get in a few weeks'
Voyager
time.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Department of
am
Temporal
not happy.
Investigations was really mad at Janeway on several occasions.
Yeah, mostly Captain Braxton.
Before he was under arrest for crimes he was going to commit.
Yeah. And also that he was a homeless bum at one point, so.
Which was Janeway's fault.
Yeah, well.
Self-defense, schmelf-defense. It was her fault.
But I love the Department of Temporal investigators at the beginning of the DS9 episode, because like they're so stoic faced, like just the facts, ma'am, like the trope of
that
a
a
TV
joke?
detective. Yeah.
No, it's not a joke. They hate those.
How do you know she is who she says she is?
She's wearing the same outfit as the other time guy.
Oh, she's wearing the tritium watch that they wore on the fun trip.
She can't do that. That's
Mhm.
illegal.
During the pandemic, I became a bit of a watch collector. You know, I can't afford like really expensive watches, so just like the $300 to $500
I know
range.
everyone's sense of time got all messed up, but that's a little excessive.
But I love seeing watches in like TV and movies.
Robo, you didn't tell us what kind of gun it was.
We said it was a
This is probably a
1945.
Glock 19 Gen 3.
Yeah, but then we got the close-up after that.
Gen 3 or
Good
Gen 4.
God. What
I
a
did not see the
zombie.
close up. I was eating pizza.
So-
if you want to grab a screen
This-
grab and show it to me, I'll tell you.
I don't.
This
I
is
do
like
not.
this is like stalking someone on Facebook and just being like, you know, let me see where you went to school.
Riverside, Iowa. Okay, now it's more specific.
Yep.
New Kirk Cannon.
Yeah. Iowa on Earth. That's so funny. I just learned
Yeah.
there's a Lebanon County in Pennsylvania, and there's a ton of Lebanon, Ohio's, and a Lebanon, Michigan.
If you
and
go to
Palestine.
riversideiowa.gov, it says at the very top banner, "Welcome to Riverside,
No way.
Iowa, future birthplace of Captain James T. Kirk."
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Riverside, Iowa.
This episode does the same thing that the Kelvin movies did, which is he gives birth on the USS Iowa, or this episode's version of USS.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh.
So
By the way, I
born
love her
on
acting here.
Iowa.
I have
breaking
more
it down to
Iowa
men.
lore. The city council in Riverside, Iowa, in 1985 declared itself the future birthplace of Kirk, and then this episode
Oh.
canonized what the city council said about themselves.
Nice.
It's nice.
It's like
support.
the Enterprise space shuttle was named by President Gerald Ford after the Star Trek ship, but then like Star Trek started picking it up as well.
All right, next episode is Among the Lotus Eaters. Now, I've never
this okay,
eaten a
right?
lotus in real life, but just based on the fact that in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, they're used to make poisons, I'm going to go on the assumption that they're dangerous.
Yeah, it's a reference to something along the lines of that, I think.
So our Romulan, undercover Romulan, was using a Sig Sauer P226, and La'an. So it's a continuity error where the woman started off with a Sig P226, but then it changes to a Glock 17.
That's so.
Why would they have
Yeah, but it might be a
multiple
19.
Weirdly common.
It might be a 17.
Poison,
Because the
Poison,
prop
poison,
master
poison,
is
tasty flower.
not paid
3,
enough.
2, 1, play. Among the Lotus Eaters.
Because they
Right.
filmed the scenes on 2 different days and they forgot which one
Yeah.
that they've used. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Because he wasn't needed for the scenes after him being shot.
So
So they filmed
tomorrow
it in
and
different
tomorrow and
days.
tomorrow,
Time
season 2,
travel
episode 3.
shenanigans.
Yep. Good thing it
The-
wasn't a Sig P320 because it could have gone off on its own. I don't know if you heard about that big debacle. They had an issue with those guns going off on their
Yeah.
own because of design flaw.
One of the things
Sounds
I
like
really
a
love about
Romulan
Star Trek
plot.
Han is the point of the show is to talk about how someone who is kind of a family man, who is supportive of those around him, like Khan, can make those horrible decisions. Is not to paint him as not bad for having done those things. It's to paint him as having done those evil things, but why has he done those evil things? And it's sort of more questioning us as to would we do those things?
You have to prove to me that what he did is evil.
Yeah, I think that's Soma's point, though, right? It's like if in the context of the decisions you had to make, you would have made those same decisions, then it's not really a moral. I mean, it reminds you, like in religion class, we had to study Kant, and Kant says that like a mother breastfeeding her child is not a moral decision because like that's something she does anyway, so there's nothing moral about it. And I thought that was like really hard for me to scratch my head about.
What?
Like Kant says, morality is not a decision in which like you don't have any other choices. Morality's, I don't know, whatever. I didn't like Kant either.
Well, you can give your child poison baby formula.
I think it's because every mother does it. Like it just falls under a biology thing. It doesn't fall under like a morality thing.
Possibly, to an extent, morality probably does come from evolution biology, because if we didn't have
For
a
sure.
moral point of don't kill other humans,
Right,
then we
don't
wouldn't last
torture
very
people.
long.
Yeah. Don't hurt me, I won't hurt you. We'll make a deal.
It's the duality of man, I think, inside of us.
Yeah.
Primordially, we're always at odds with the need for social interaction and our inherent distrust of strangers. And like evolution drove us to be distrusting of strangers because when other nomadic tribes of humans encountered, or the predecessors of humans encountered other tribes, one often wiped out the other. So
Yeah.
We did that to the Neanderthal for sure. Kind of bashed
We're
their
all
heads open.
killers, but we're not going to kill
A little
today.
A little bit. But
Pull it back. How much more can you pull it back, Chris? You slept with a different person a few missions ago. What even is this
Yeah.
relationship?
Yeah.
Have you even told her about that, Pike?
Who did he sleep with?
The lady
The
who
leader
tortured a
of
child.
yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Well, she was doing her thing. Okay, so I love the menagerie episode, how it starts off, because we have Jeffrey Hunter who plays the original Captain Pike, and
Speaking of
in
the
the one and
menagerie,
only episode.
look, it's a direct reference to the original pilot
Yeah.
from Rigel 7. This was the mission that Captain
Mhm.
Pike and it wasn't Mbenga, it was some other old dude.
Yeah.
They were talking about a mission in his quarters and like they messed something up.
Yeah. And Pike says, "I'm thinking of retiring from Starfleet because that mission was like so much of a trauma inducer."
Yeah.
All right, guy on the left.
And
Remember him.
and you pronounce that Win, by the way, not Nguyen.
Well, it's not
The
really win either. That's just an anglicization
Yeah.
that we can manage.
Yes, that's true, but it's not Nguyen. What?
They can't do that. That's copyright infringement.
We
That's
So would
we
you-
very much love our
impersonating
Brandon.
police.
Would you guys landscape hedge a Starfleet Delta in your backyard?
Y'all have yards?
My answer is yes. No.
Imagine if the Starfleet was around today, there would be like Nintendo so litigious about their branding.
hmm
You mean the Red Cross?
That's exactly what I was thinking of. Red Cross. Red
Fair.
Cross is a better analogy. Oh, your health packs and games can't have a red plus sign on it because that's our symbol, and we don't want people to associate that with anything but Red Cross.
I mean, look, that's how copyrights and trademarks works. You have to enforce them, otherwise, like a court could one day decide, well, you lost.
But it's not
it.
even. It's not. It's the thing is that it's not right. It's
a red plus sign. You can't own a red plus sign.
Well,
Oh,
it turns
no,
out
it
you
is
can.
directly referencing them, so they do have full rights to say whether they can or cannot use it. Because it's not just they're using a red cross; they're using it to talk about the same thing, to demonstrate the same thing. So it is a direct reference to them.
well. I have bad news for them. All of my first aid kits have red plus signs on them, and then nothing they can do can change that.
I mean, they might not care about it in the real world. That's just the nature of.
No, they care about it in the real world because they actually litigate against game developers who use it on
That's
health
not the
packs.
real world. That's not the real world. There's a difference.
What do you mean that's not the real world?
You mean in Fortnite? Okay. You're saying
In video games, it's not the same thing as allowing people to sell it. The point is, they want the Red Cross allows it in the real world because it enables people to quickly recognize what a first aid kit is, which is beneficial to people. There is not that same benefit in video games.
Fair enough.
That I'm just explaining their reasoning, not necessarily whether
Mhm.
I agree with it or not. That would be their
Well,
reasoning for it.
It makes me mad. Like World Wrestling Federation was sued by World Wildlife Federation
Federation?
because they say pandas. Yeah. So in
They
other
can't
words,
call themselves a
WWF has to
federation. That's a Star Trek thing.
WWE.
No,
'cause
this is
WWF
here's their
is supposed to be
explanation.
pandas.
Can I read their official
Sure.
explanation? The Red Cross opposes the use of its symbol in video games because it inherently because it is an internationally protected humanitarian emblem under the Geneva Convention, and its use in games diminishes its protective value in real-world conflicts, potentially endangering aid workers and victims. They're saying that if the soldiers grow up shooting medics in video games that are wearing Red Cross symbols, they'll shoot medics in real conflicts. That's their argument.
It's not necessarily
No, that's the argument.
one for
That's
one.
the argument.
But
No, that's the argument.
let me read devil's advocate here to an extent.
HMS
Is-
Prince of Wales
there
had
is
to
some
have her badge
a-
changed as well.
Possible relation there where they are then associating the symbol that way. It is possible. Shooting people in video games does not have any connection to the real world, but it could enable governments to make that something that the soldier would be reasonably willing to do. There isn't any evidence either way on that one.
Ortegas didn't dust her little model of the Enterprise.
Yes.
I'll always have my copy of Half-Life 1 with it has red plus signs and my Quake and Quake 2 and
it's just video games. It doesn't matter.
You'll never take it away.
Who cares
it is true.
if the plus signs have to be blue?
Oh my god, I totally
I'll mod
forgot.
it back in.
Like, I totally forgot. In the menagerie, the aliens, they put Pike back on the Rigel planet, and they have to fight that giant, like, Sasquatch character and rescue the damsel in distress.
Yep.
That was like PTOS right there.
This was annoying at the time, which is like, oh, this is the Atlantis episode. Oh, it's not.
Ortegas only gets an episode if it's about flying the ship. There are rules.
I mean, it's almost like What You Leave Behind too, you know? Like, if you're in any military and you have to leave somebody, you don't know what's going on, and they're mad at you 20 years later.
You don't leave anybody behind.
You don't leave anyone behind.
It's the rule.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even leave the bodies behind, but...
The point is that even though you might lose more soldiers in the short term trying to rescue someone, in the long term, the morale benefit of I will always have people behind me, always have people supporting my back, gives you so much more strength than the few people you lose rescuing others.
Yeah. I mean, you know, even a body coming home is a big deal for someone who, you know, like a family.
Yeah.
So it's very upsetting to not even have like a body to bury.
And when to leave people alone. Season 2 Spock is so fucking autistic, and I love it.
We're in season 2 now?
Yeah.
And sorry, you said autistic?
Autistic, yeah.
Okay. I mean, just saying, you know, you using it is in a different context, right? But yeah.
I'm using it as he is autistic. He's directly portrayed as autistic in season 2, and it's great.
Oh, Spock or the
Spock.
The guy? Okay. Yeah, he always was.
Yeah, he always was. It's very interesting because both Spock and the Doctor were back in the 60s written as autistic, but one explicitly so.
Dr. McCoy, you mean?
What doctor?
No,
what?
Doctor as in Doctor Who.
Okay.
Oh, that's
gotcha.
Because you can't just say the Doctor in Star Trek. That
Yeah.
needs more context. We have another Doctor called the Doctor.
Fair.
Okay. What
who's also written as autistic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
the
he's
Doctor
autistic.
though.
I think he's just mean.
It's
not the same thing.
I mean, it's a computer
He's
program
autistic.
trying to learn humanity, so there's gonna be something there. But I was also thinking because you know in the menagerie episode, the doctor in the opening with Jeffrey Hunter, he is literally a country doctor. He has a bag full of like
I'm a doctor,
syringes
not
and
the
vials.
doctor.
So it's really funny for me to like that's what doctors were like back then. Like you didn't get referred to a specialist. Like the doctor just had a bunch of vials in his like handbag, and he could treat you on the spot.
This is an episode of Star Trek, Pike. Of course, things don't go sideways.
Sorry, repeat that, Soma. I missed like the two. I heard what you said. I just didn't get the meaning of your sentence.
This is an episode of Star Trek. Of course, things are going to go sideways.
Yeah.
No one gets the meaning of review or Soma's sentences. Ha ha ha.
Hey.
Well, you heard me Freudian slip ear review. I'm sorry.
I've been doing
Sarah's
okay.
really nice in this episode.
Yeah.
I've been coherent so far.
You know, that moment of the ringing reminded me of something. So, has anyone watched Jack Reacher?
That musical sting is a reference.
Or sorry, Reacher on Prime, the Reacher series.
Yeah. Not
No.
the Tom Cruise
There's a
one?
lot of
Okay, well,
there's a lot of examples of we're inside of a bedroom and we're shooting a gun, and then I'm going to kneel down and have a quiet conversation with you, and it's like, no, everybody's ears would be ringing right now. You would be yelling. You wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
hear anything. But there's all sorts of instances where like whoever wrote the story, and I understand that it's clearly it was commercially successful, like has no understanding of physics and guns and
Mm.
all sorts of things, where it's just implausible.
I remember it
have
was the Tom Cruise
concerns
movie.
about Captain Pike in this episode. This is a
In what
pretty
way?
primitive society. Are we
Yeah.
sure they've invented all the hair products that he has in right now? Like, that's not a natural coif he's got going on.
Oh, they're using just lard. That's what they used to use back in the day, just a little bit of lard,
He doesn't look.
a little bit of bear fat.
Ironically, Chekhov's gun
He
applies
doesn't
there.
look
Beeswax.
lardy here.
Um,
I just feel
they
like he's gonna
refer
get
to
found
some-
out. He looks too well groomed.
they refer to tinnitus here, which is a medical
Yeah.
condition, can cause some ringing, but it's really hard to treat,
Oh my
and
god,
people
that's a
often
Doom
confuse
Fortress.
it. Yeah.
Mm.
How did they even build it that tall?
I do love this interior exterior stuff. Like, very beautiful planet. And it even looks like the TOS like Man Traps episode stuff.
That's the VR wall behind them, right?
Yeah, true. But they have it look all
The volume. I didn't know Paramount had their own volume.
yeah.
They do. They used it a lot in the last couple seasons of Discovery.
I mean, you know, it's just a bunch of TVs hooked up by a bunch of graphics cards. Not that fancy.
I mean, you say like the hardware isn't anything special, but the execution
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
coordination and all the
fact that
stuff
it-
you need to pull it off is
Displays the environment in real time from the perspective of the camera that's being used is the cool
It's
part.
fantastic. Yeah.
And the lighting and the
It also gives actors a lot more to bounce off of than green screen does, but at the same time, it also look quite weird to them because they're not seeing it as it actually is.
Mandalorian
there's
was
that
like peak
tinnitus
volume
again.
Yep.
because, like, you know, every time you
My
see him walking
understanding
into a
is
safe.
when they're filming, they have a group of people who are making sure that everything is aligned correctly and color corrected, and lighting is all.
Here he is.
Good old Zach.
And you know, not for nothing,
He was in
memory
the
is such
briefing
a
on-
memory is such a weird thing because, like, you can actually fabricate memories in your head. So, or
God.
distinctly misremember something.
Okay. Zach's whole character is guy who was bullied in high school. Now he's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm the important one.
I'm the jock now.
Yeah, he could go back and live with the Federation in paradise. Or he could be the king of this garbage planet.
It's better to rule in hell than serve in heaven.
Which is
Janeway,
referenced in Star Trek Khan as well.
Well,
No,
it's a reference
that's
to
clearly
Paradise
a reference
Lost.
to Star
Yeah,
Wars Knights
but
of
it is
the Old
also a
Republic
reference
in
in
the
Khan.
Undercity on Terrace.
No, John Milton wrote Paradise Lost. It's about Satan rebelling
but-
against God in the story of
No,
Adam and Eve.
Yes.
actually,
Yes.
there's a character who's trying to steal all the Promised Land journals so that he can keep them from going to the robot paradise.
Yeah, the quote is used in Space Seed, and then it's used in Star Trek Khan again.
It is crazy how all of civilization is just built upon what we did yesterday.
Hang on, based on what we know about how this planet works later in the episode, it's a radiation thing,
And the events in Knights of the Old Republic happened a long time ago.
That's true. The temple shields them from the radiation. So how did they have an episode in there in the throne room?
Assumingly, the effects were propagating through them, and they weren't in there long enough for them to stop.
You good, Mbenga? No, that's his name. Pike is most resistant because he's the captain. He's the important one.
It's possibly more just because he has more memories to draw on than the others.
Now you're calling him old. Rude. Because Pike has the biggest brain, so it takes longer for the radiation to penetrate.
It can't get through his hair, his perfectly coiffed hair. It's deflecting
shielding properties.
The neutrinos.
What was hidden there was plan of marrying the debris field.
All that hair
Spock.
product shields his brain.
I don't understand how the Enterprise's hull doesn't shield them, but that random stone temple does.
Yeah, true. It's kind of like kryptonite, though. Kryptonite will just like, it makes your memory fuzzy, but it won't. Well, it makes them weak, but it won't like. The more you've been exposed to it, the more.
Are they having memory loss?
Yeah.
Yes.
Una is the most resistant because she is a superwoman.
Actually, probably, yeah.
Ubermensch is the word you're looking for.
They both get lost.
Oh, you changed your hair, Chapel. It's more pointy now.
Matches her chin. Essentially,
I'd say her hair actually looks more TOS now.
Yeah.
Could be radiation. Environmental exposure, you say? Yeah, that'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, so not exactly confined to Uhura. Maybe they all had oatmeal. We don't know. Do I know that guy from something? Who's that old dude?
For rats, you get beaten up by them because you let them out.
It's for your own protection. Yeah, this planet sucks. Is this... I forget, is the... forgetting inherent to the planet, or did, like, the Enterprise do some radiation thing?
It's
It's
inherent
the
to the
asteroid
planet.
belt. It's the asteroid belt. Or the comets around the planet.
The inside the castle made of the special mineral prevents the memory loss or
It
mitigates
prevents
it.
the radiation getting in.
How did these people develop any society in the first place if they couldn't remember more than 24 hours? Unless it's a very recent
It's
development
explained
in
at the end.
asteroid field.
It is explained at the end.
Okay. It's been a few years since I've seen this episode.
Rigel, of course, is the Star Trek stand-in for any generic alien planet. It has possibly been hinted that Rigel and Andor are the same star system. So, but I also think we have Rigelian slugworms or something. So,
Bloodworms.
bloodworms. Thank you.
They cleanse your lymphatic system.
And obviously, Rigel's a real star system. So, whereas I don't think Vulcan and Andor are real planets per se.
I mean, Vulcan has a different name. I think it's
Yeah, it is the real
Beta
one, but it's a different
Eridani
name.
or Epsilon Eridani.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I don't know how far away that is from us, but
It's pretty close.
okay. I don't know we
Relatively
had a
speaking.
Vulcan.
40 Eridani A. Okay, let's see. 40 Eridani A is... where's distance? 16 light years from Earth.
Okay, that's in our neighborhood. Not bad. And I like how it's a square number.
Well, 16.3.
Okay, well, I stand corrected.
And it's a trinary star system.
Also dominer of the Hynerian Empire.
I don't know.
I
what
like
that
this here
means.
because you can't tell from someone's hand if they're manual labor or they've been handling rope at the sea their whole life.
I love this movement.
It's a reference to a previous episode.
Very Rura Pente vibes because we're on a frozen ice planet.
I really like, and this is obviously intentional, that the guards all have metal helmets to protect them from the radiation. They literally have tinfoil hats.
Mm-hmm. For the 5G.
Is that actually necessary though?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They also
Pike,
remind
why
me
did you put your
of
weapon down?
the people from the Men on the Lake from The Hobbit.
I actually do like this side character, like the old guy whose son died or something. Like he helps us get through. Cause there's that expression that this episode sums up: "In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man rules all." So, if everybody's forgetful,
Oh, yep, she's
and you
dead.
have like a shard of memory,
Everything is a reference. Nothing is original. There is no original thought left in this planet.
and and I think the Matrix does that too, right? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man rules all.
So Lon definitely just killed that guy, right? She hit him in the head with a sledgehammer. He's gone. Yes, brain. The red parts are bad? So it's very
Uh-oh.
much like the memory loss from TNG with the fake Riker, fake first officer. Like they all know how to run the ship, they
Yeah.
just don't know who they are.
Yeah.
I am the most decorated. I must be in charge.
I really like the outtake from there where Worf delivers some line trying to be captain, everybody just starts laughing. It's like, no, you're not in charge. Silly Worf.
Nobody takes his advice ever. My favorite piece of Worf advice was when he's like, "We must terminate the pregnancy. It could be a threat to the ship."
Yeah, you can
Assimilate
totally
this.
leave him. It would be so easy to do that. They're probably fine. I wouldn't worry about it. No, you fool! Worst possible decision.
Leave and come back in like an hour.
Yeah.
Can we just leave the star system? Just leave. Just leave.
It'd be better for them to leave. Unfortunately, they go right into the source of the problem.
Oh, do they like
Yes,
destroy
and
the
there is also
debris
that
fields at the
Rigel
end?
16, which is in Farscape. I like Farscape. I need to finish watching it at some point.
I can't get past the Muppets.
You're a muppet.
They're actual Muppets. It's from Jim Henson Creature Studio. I didn't use it as a derogatory
I would like the
term.
ship to go now.
I would like the ship to go now.
Just let her die. She's not in TOS. She doesn't have to stay. She could have actually died here. We don't know. She's not in TOS.
I loved it back when it first aired, but haven't been able to get into it during rewatches.
It doesn't age well.
The Muppets?
Yeah, the Muppets.
You're probably gonna die. That looked like a pretty bad wound right in the gut. On a planet with limited to no medicine.
I mean, Again, the story of human civilization is absolutely incredible. Um, like to build the pyramids or even the Stonehenge, you have to like conceptualize something before you build it, and that's more remarkable than even building the pyramid themselves. So you remember a lot. You're just acting like you
Yeah.
don't remember anything. Okay.
No, it's a legend probably on his totem, but
Oh, okay, okay,
it's
yeah.
and it's on the totem to keep them from
Well,
going in and doing it or whatever. It's
if
obviously just a mythical idea that isn't real.
if you go to Rome, there's a column called Trajan's column, and it's like carved on a circular cylinder like that, and it's all around, and it shows the triumph of the conquest of that Roman emperor.
God, this really is just Stockholm Syndrome, the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember where he says it in the episode, but I like that he says I need to get back to them, my partner, showing that at his core he doesn't actually care about the gender of the person he's dating.
Mhm. Well, I mean,
It's
it's not his
annoying
wife
that we
either.
have these
Yeah.
little references to queerness in the show rather than outright ones, but it is nice that we get some oblique references to it.
Sorry, oblique references to what? The creator?
To queerness. They don't have any
Oh,
queer
okay.
relationships, but
Right,
Pike
right.
has basically just said he's pan because
N-
otherwise he
Gender
would go,
neutral.
I would need
Yeah,
to get back to her because who you're
yeah.
attracted to is a very fundamental thing.
True, 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 true. If you just remember, like, you're bonded to the person, not even to their gender or identity.
Oh yeah, now I can see the VR wall very clearly.
Yeah.
I think he was probably standing just too close to it.
Mm. Oh, I hear that he says it.
Anymore. So why are we writing out La'an from this episode? Is it just like if they need to fight Zack, she would make it too easy?
It's probably because they want to have a more emotional thing between Pike and Zack.
Raise the
And La'an would
stakes.
obviously be the one that did it, and yeah, raising the stakes.
Stakes in my Star Trek?
Also, the protagonist antagonist beef is between Pike and the guy who got Zack. So it's not up to her to beat the bad guy. It's up to Pike to beat the bad guy.
It's explicitly her job to beat the bad guy. It's the one thing she's on the ship for.
Yeah, but the person who's carrying the guilt of leaving your fellow officer behind is Pike. So he has to undo the damage that he created.
Mm.
Like there's a
Last
Hindu
episode
epic.
was a lion episode, so now she is on the bench.
There's
Oh.
the Hindu epic Ramayana. The princess gets kidnapped by the evil king in Sri Lanka, and the
As they
prince
do.
sends his like monkey god to free her, And like he's frees her, and then she, the monkey god frees her, and she's like, "Why are you here? You're not supposed to save me. The prince is supposed to save me." So she refuses to leave the bad guy's like palace, and be like, "Go tell him to show up, and then I'll escape from the bad guy's palace."
At least forgotten how to read.
It's part of memory.
So that's not
Yeah.
fundamental. I thought she still like knew how to work your stations and stuff. What happened?
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
interesting. Maybe they would eventually forget that as well.
Actually, in Discovery, didn't we learn that he's like dyslexic or something? So it's extra effort for him anyway.
I don't know. I also like
Oh
this
my
part.
gosh, the beeping.
Experiencing
The beeping.
discomfort, but doesn't outwardly show it. Still got that control over the emotions.
No, you have to grab the handle, then stay your destination.
Yeah, that is a mild plot issue in this episode.
Take me home. It's gonna take her to her quarters.
Yeah.
And it's an unnecessary plot issue as well, because like grabbing the handle as you enter the turbolift should be an autonomic response or an automated response by this point. You do it every single day, multiple times a day. You should just walk in the turbolift, grab the handle, and twist it. That should not be a memory thing.
It's a muscle memory thing.
Yeah.
So you still remember how to ride a bicycle then, right?
Yeah.
All right. And that's how she flies the ship. But this is absolutely terrifying. And dementia, Alzheimer's, same thing. That's why like they call it the long goodbye. Cause you might even remember some childhood memories, but you don't know your kid's name or something like that.
So this illuminated path is a reference to TNG because Luoxana used it once.
Yes.
I don't remember in what context, but I remember that it happened.
I think like in Farpoint, Riker used it, and it was just showing that as well.
Kind of Actually, that's not quite an Edomos model. That is a different model. There's not
Follow
got the
the
same
yellow
stand.
light
It's
path.
drilled through.
It's so funny, like your cat or dog doesn't know your name and doesn't know all the categories that you go by, but like they just know you by the sense of smell.
Mm.
So it's a level of familiarity, like basically that our characters are in right now. Like this smells like my room, so I think it's right.
Mhm.
And I'm surprised they haven't used smell more prominently because your earliest memories are more connected to your sense of smell, evolutionary wise, right? Like we were animals with our noses to the ground, and you could detect a predator. Like you could smell a predator downwind way earlier than you could see them because like you probably weren't taller than the grass. It took us for a while to be upright and taller than grass.
I can smell things and recognize smells of things that probably most people wouldn't recognize.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the faces weren't set to kill.
It's fortunate
but
that
like
somehow they
things.
have the metallurgy on this planet to even construct phasers in the first place.
Maybe they weren't
Zach's been really
constructed.
busy.
Maybe there's a replicator. Maybe there's.
No, I think they just
Maybe
had
they
the
brought them with
supplies.
them. Maybe they
We all
brought.
can-
Maybe the standard protocol was beaming down a fucking crate of phaser rifles with every away team.
We all can remember like our childhood kitchen.
Amazon
But,
next day shipping.
as children grow older, um, they start to not use their sense of smell. We suppress it as adults. I know, Robo, you're saying not you, but um, just
I
saying
can
in
tell
general.
you what type of plastic it is by the smell.
Mhm.
I can tell what type of chemical, like in chemistry, I could tell you what the chemical was without having to go to the mass spectrometer. I was like, oh yeah, there's some
Why are you
ketones in
inhaling
that.
the chemical fumes?
Just a little wafting.
No, I mean, like for example, if you have a cold, you can't taste red wine as good because like half of wine is the smell. So
There is a bit of a funny thing here in terms of there should be other pilots on the Enterprise as well.
Thanks, computer.
I mean, you fly the ship, but right now you're.
Write it down, Erica. There are other people who fly the ship. They could come up here.
Yeah.
There's at least 2 other people because there's 3 shifts.
Yeah. As I was saying, there should be others that would be able to do it as well. Well, that's not true. Come on. Well, she doesn't know that, to be fair.
It's a lot of debris in that debris field. Classic sci-fi asteroid field.
Zach, where did you learn to shoot?
Well, the Academy.
That was in the trailer.
Pike, maybe you should try the wide beam setting. Maybe that would be easier.
I was not
Well,
a
he probably
particular
doesn't
fan
know
of him
about it.
getting so angry here.
But Zach should use it.
There, it's on the totem.
Do it. He's too dangerous to be left alive.
I am the Senate.
Say what you will, at least they didn't leave a Starbucks cup on the table during filming.
So if you strip away Pike's memories, he becomes very violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit I don't particularly like.
Maybe that's a side effect of the intense radiation they're being bombarded with.
I love this shot.
Threading the needle. There was no hole.
Yeah, she made one.
She made a hole. That's not threading a needle. That's knocking down the front door. (1972) to what?
Boxes. Oh, he brought his Starfleet issue yoga mat. That's nice. God, Pike, did the radiation make you stupid?
No, he was already stupid.
There we are. Yeah, the asteroid hit the planet, which caused the memory loss, and their helmets and the ore protects against the radiation.
See, Zach, you fell victim to one of the most classic blunders. Yeah, you don't get involved in land war in Asia. Yeah, you don't go in against a Sicilian where death is on the line. But also, number 3, don't just leave your enemies alive. Just kill them. Don't bother with the drawn-out revenge. Just kill them.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Daffy's taunting him, but it is still like, I don't think Pike would do this.
Do it. No murder. Wow, that all came back all at once, instantly.
Yeah.
Now you go to New Zealand. Beautiful New Zealand.
They treated wounds in TOS.
What about treating wounds in TOS?
Because he just waved a tool over it and sealed up the wound. So I was
Yeah.
thinking about how they actually treated it in TOS. I think they did do something similar, but it wasn't that same tool.
Were there even any physical injuries like that in TOS?
I don't know.
I don't really remember people getting seriously hurt without outright dying. Usually people just get disintegrated. Don't worry, tomorrow you'll forget that you were wrong. It's all fine.
Thing here where
It's
they...
complicated.
Yeah.
A special friend of some sort.
Yes. Yes, I wouldn't like... But it's interesting that they kind of closed the question in this episode, which is a little unusual. There's kind of an open question you could have as to what memories mean and that sort of thing, where they go, no, it's important to have your memories, which, yeah, makes sense, but...
Oh wow, are we actually gonna... Well, break the Prime Directive, but we're actually gonna help
Yeah, they are
people.
technically breaking it.
Oh, thank you, Spock. Yes, it is.
That's a loophole.
It's a loophole I guess they closed by the time of TNG, because they explicitly call out asteroids as something that they can't prevent because it's natural evolution
Which
of the
makes
planet.
no sense, but hey. Like, if you can save a planet without them realizing that that's what you're doing, why wouldn't you?
Oh, so the planet's not being affected by debris from the asteroid belt. There was actually physically a chunk of the asteroid still embedded in the planet somehow. And it didn't, like, disintegrate on impact. It just sat there. All right. Though if that's the case, it probably would have only been the local region that was being affected. Once you get past the horizon, I mean, you've got a planet in the way.
True.
Engage Yeet Pattern Alpha 2.
Largely liked Patel's storyline in season 3. That's the one thing I actually do like about season 3.
Really? That was my least favorite thing
Really?
about season 3.
Exactly.
Wow, we have opposite opinions on this.
So anticlimactic at the end.
At the end was a little bit.
Become a tree. Done. Game over. Are you gonna find another gal who gets you? And with that hair, he's got gals lining up around the corridor.
And he's got one on that planet.
Yeah, I think he would prefer to have a girlfriend that does not torture children to death.
Oh yeah, no, not that planet. I'm talking about the original series, Menagerie.
Oh, that.
Yes, I would pick the redhead.
Ew, they're gonna have a private moment on my Star Trek.
Interesting, you can still see them in that CG shot.
Alright, that's all for today.
Next week we have Charades, which is one of my favorite episodes in the season, but unfortunately I'm not here.
What happens in Charades? What is that episode?
It's the one where Spock becomes human. And they have the meeting with
the parents.
Yeah, her parents.
And then Lost in Translation, where I'm scrolling through. Kirk is there.
Oh, it's the one where
Crash Shuttle. I saw a shot of Hemmer. That I'm assuming is
it's the one where Hemmer returns.
And he acts out Goldfinger.
And they blow up the dilithium refinery.
I do not remember that at all. I'm scrolling through the whole episode. None of this looks familiar.
Pike becomes admiral for this episode, such that Kirk meets him the first time when he was fleet admiral.
What? Okay. Well, I don't think I'm being affected by radiation, and hopefully next week when I see it again, I'll remember it this time.
It is, yeah, it is not the best episode of season 2 by far, for sure. But it's alright.
Okay, everyone go away. We're done here.
That was the last one.
Indeed.